Hey, it's Biddy Penny. Welcome back to my channel. Today's the final day for this little journal, my junk journal January accordion journal. I completed it. It was so much fun. So I finally printed out this graphic, which I wanted to put inside the cover of the journal. And I wrote on the back of it just about my experience, how much I loved this a challenge and following through with it, completing it. It was just really good. Now, here's all my Splendor ephemera that I had said I was going to use up in this journal, and I definitely did. That rainbow was just never a part of it, and I never found a place for it, and that's okay. I did print up this frame. I got this off Etsy, and I'm just going to have to leave the shop linked below because I don't know how to pronounce it properly. I think the girl's Russian. I'm not sure. So now the prompts I'm covering today are antique is the first one, which is the page on the left. The page on the right was pockets, which all I did was make that one little, what do you even call those? It's like the frame to hold a label, like that would be on a box. And then I cut out the center of the frame and I brought in these hot off the press cardboard pieces from my friend Rhonda. Thanks, Rhonda. And I'm just cutting these out. I've never used anything like this before, but I loved them. And when I was making this page, I was just first going for an antique look. And I wasn't really sure what I was going to journal about with the word antique. But then it came to mind. I purchased a typewriter from 1967, which close enough to an antique for me. Sorry, my friends that were born then or before. It's just, you have to do what's relative in your life, right? So for my life currently today, it worked. I'm ink blending some gorgeous colors here. Dried Marigold is the one I'm doing right now. And the other one was Tattered Rose. I just wanted a soft color on the background. I didn't want a white page. And you can tell I'm not being particularly careful. Now, I have the stamp set that coordinates with this ephemera, which is great. I mean, it's not nearly as great as the ephemera, but at least I'll always have like these few token stamps that bring back the memory. And of course, a lot of the ephemera is in my journal now, which I love that. So if you have a favorite paper pack, a favorite thing of ephemera that you've never been able to bring yourself to use, make a journal for it, give it a special home. You can look at it anytime you want. That's what I did. I'm very happy. All right, I didn't get a perfect impression on everything because this is the back of all the pages I've journaled previously. And although I did put that silicone mat underneath there, it's not padded, so it's okay though. Overall, I got a really good impression, I think, knowing how bumpy the back of the sheet is. And I made do. I just covered up some of the pieces that didn't get finished all the way. So yeah, I bought an antique. Well, I don't know if it's antique or maybe it's called vintage. I don't know. But the prompt is antique, and I bought a typewriter it's the Kmart Deluxe 100 made in 1967 in Japan. So I used my typewriter to write that up, exactly the model and year, and I'll end up putting that on my antique page. And I just folded up a piece of ephemera to put in that pocket for journaling. And so now you can see I'm just going to add that there. It's fun, having a typewriter again. I started on a typewriter. And so it brings back a lot of memories. And actually my kids, they really think it's ancient. So they've been having a lot of fun typing on it. Okay, the next prompt number 23, was favorite book. And so I had this book stamp that needed to be used, had never been used before. It's called Book Covers. It's by Stampers Anonymous and Tim Holtz. I don't know when it came out, but this is the small book. And then there's a really large one that would be even bigger than 5 by 7. It's big. I think it's almost 6 by 9. It's big. Anyways, I just think they're really cool, and I thought it was perfect for this prompt, favorite book. And then I'm gonna write a little on the back. And now I'm bringing in something that I have been playing with and having a whole lot of fun. And it is this foil quill pen. So I'm just not going to buy a foiling system and all the dies. It's just not, I'm just not. I mean, maybe in the future, but not right now. But I do love a touch of foiling on things. So what I've been doing, I've been playing with this off camera quite a bit, and I've just been adding foiling to my stamped images to make my own ephemera, and I'm really loving it. And I recorded a video for you guys and then deleted it. I'll do it again. I just needed space, and I wasn't just fully in love with it, so I let it go. It was a no dies. I'll bring it back. I'll do it again. So I'm just adding foiling to the stamped image and just adding little details to make it a bit more interesting. I think this book cover would be really beautiful if you embossed it, if you did like ombre coloring, or grunged it up. I think the book cover stamp has a lot of potential. Now I'm going to write on the plate of the book cover, Holy Bible. So, that's what I selected as my favorite book. Favorites are always hard for me, but this one, I mean, it's kind of simple. So I've got that. Now, I didn't do a whole lot to this page. I really kept these 2 pages pretty basic. I loved this illustration of the jungle. It's a tropical rainforest. And again, it's from the calligraphy book that I used to construct this book. So I just brought in my vintage pastel watercolors and colored it up and kept it very simple. I didn't even trace over the paragraph underneath the picture because I just wanted to leave it in its original state and add some color. I couldn't leave it plain. That would have been really boring. So I just added color here and there. Now I know on the back side of this, right, the other side of this paper is completed, and I don't want a lot of bleed through. This paper is not watercolor paper. So I'm keeping my brush pretty dry. And of course, this brush actually is just broken. So that made it really dry. I had to grab another brush and finish the picture. And now I'm doing junk mail. That's prompt 24. And I have this piece of junk mail. It's an envelope. And I'm just cutting it down. I'm not paying attention much to size. I just want to make sure that it'll fit on my page. And I was playing with maybe making it a flip, but I decided to turn it into a pocket. So now I've got another pocket. But the next prompt was paperclip, number 25. So I turn it into a pocket paperclip. I have another piece of goodies from Rhonda. She has sent me so much, and I'm having so much fun using it. It's like she knows me. She knows me so well. I love everything. So, this is just a beautiful piece of scrapbooking paper or pattern paper. It's heavier than copy weight, but it's not cardstock. Wherever that place is that paper companies go, you know what I'm saying. That's which is perfect. That's what I needed so that I could get all these creases and bends and it not be too problematic. A big heavy piece of cardstock wouldn't have been ideal for that. I could have made it work, but it wouldn't be ideal. This paper was ideal. Okay, I used another sheet from the same paper pack. That's from Hot Off the Press. It's called Daydreams, and it's a card kit. I don't know. I haven't shopped it hot off the press, but I like a lot of the stuff that people send me. Rhonda sent me so many cool stickers, and um, my friend Grandma Gay has sent me some really cool stuff from hot off the press. So definitely check them out. They've got some neat stuff, that's for sure. Okay, I just traced around the window that's in that envelope um, with the edge of my pen. So I retracted my pen. I didn't want to make a mark. I just wanted to make an impression. And then I did a rough cut because I didn't want to die cut. But I wanted that window there so that you could see through and see the journaling spot. So I'm just gluing this paper to the envelope. And I also, because this is going to be a paperclip pocket that you can take off of the page, I also put pattern paper on the other side. So I'm going to take a big paper clip. I'm going to clip it to the pattern paper. Then I grabbed some Scotch tape and taped it on just to make sure it was secure. And now I'm going to glue this on there. This is the back of the envelope. I love the inside patterns of envelopes. I don't know why, I just do. So I wanted that to show. If you didn't want the inside of your envelope to show through your window, then of course you could use pattern paper for that. I glue 3 sides, and now I have a paperclip pocket. Yay! Oh man, and what I had to journal in there was really deep and special. And the next prompt is growth, which tied perfectly with what is deep and special and journaled inside of that paperclip pocket. So I just put lovely growth because that's what it is. And I kept it simple because for me, I know that these 2 pages are linked. And although what is in that pocket is difficult, it's in the difficulties too that we rise. So I had found out some things that I never knew before, and it was heartbreaking, but at the same time, by hearing it and knowing it, my relationship with someone was forged stronger that day by hearing what they had been through and experienced. So, moving on, number 27 is memories. So, this page is really different. Well, first of all, I didn't like the way those 2 pages were merging, the orange with the mint green. So, I brought in a neutral scrap. I have a file folder that has all of my scraps of my favorite papers. Anytime I'm working with a paper pack and I'm like, oh, I love that. I love that paper. Then I just keep a scrap and put it in there, and then I can grab it for times like these. That way I know it's a piece of paper I love, and I can find if I have a neutral or whatever I need. Okay, I'm just following the prompts of this calligraphy paper. Well, it's not calligraphy, it's cursive paper. And you'll notice I am finishing this journal early, but I think for those of you that have been following me, you already know I do a week's worth of journaling at one time because that's what I have time for. I have time to journal once a week. I'm not in the headspace or have the time to do it daily. I wish I did. I'd probably be a happier, healthier person if I could journal every day. Oh my goodness, let me know if y'all can relate. Now I'm just using some more of those same scraps, and I'm filling in this little blank page right here. It's not even a full page. I'm just filling it in because this is the last page of the journal. And I will say these last few pages, I did all of these in one sitting. So maybe they could have been all more dynamic, but for me, it was about completion, meaningful completion. Like it was all meaningful, but completing it no less with the time that I had. Okay, so now I'm going back to my fabulous page, and I thought I'm just going to write music brings back fabulous memories, because I think music does. Music is magical in that way. Am I right? You hear a song play and then you're like, I remember the first time or when I used to love this song and listen to it all the time. It's magic. But I end up not being crazy about that. So I went back to my typewriter, which I need to name. I like to name things. It doesn't have a name yet, but I went back to my typewriter and I typed out music brings back memories. And then I'm just using this scrap piece of craft cardstock because I want to cover up that writing. And this music page is a part of ephemera kit I'm building to put in my Etsy shop. It doesn't have a significance or a meaning behind it. I just liked the color and it goes with the theme of the kit that I'm building. I'm building some ephemera kits for my Etsy shop. I'm really excited about it, but I don't want to release it before I feel like they're ready. So I'm continuing to tweak them and work on them. I got them to where I thought I was going to post it like the next day, and then I started to play with it, and I was like, I want to keep playing with my own ephemera kits, using them myself, seeing how I can better them before I put them out in the world. So it's going to be a little while longer. I don't want to rush it. I would rather make it right. Okay, I put my glue, which is just my Lineco book binding glue, which is what I use now. But you could do this with the Barely Arts glue. You could do this with glitter glue. You could do it with whatever glue you use. And I'm doing the metallic flakes. So all around just different areas. And that is that spread. I loved that Nap Queen spread, and I didn't even film it for you guys. I felt like I was going to have way too much footage for you. So I turned off the camera and did that page, and it ended up being one of my favorites. But I'll show you here in a minute. I'm just finishing up the cover. This is the wooden piece I always thought I would use, but I didn't know for sure. And then I'm just going to write in January 2022. And my book is done. So here I'm going to walk you guys through it real quick. I really love this format, the accordion journal. You guys, if you've never journaled on an accordion journal, I highly recommend it. So here's my prompt list, which fits in my front pocket, and my journaling on the back. And my first page, it was the beginning. The first prompt was New Beginnings. The next one was Little Moments. And I loved this page. It was for when, how me and my family spent the first day of the new year together, and have some memories tucked in there. Number 3 was Torn Edges. 4 was Stickers. These pages have a little bit of all of that. We have inspiration, positive vibes, florals, which is what this page is about, sepia, which is how I colored everything, and a pop of color. Then we have Stamp It Out quote, dreamy. That was on that other page too. Tickets and tags was over there. Muted, musical, hand lettering, you've got mail, scented. Those tags are scented for each family member with a little note on the back. And simplicity. I kept them simple because simplicity was one of the prompts. And that was kind of the you got mail kind of theme, along with the envelope down there. So that was the first half. Here we flip it over. This is the second half that we just made together. That's right, I did the whole second half in one go. And that's okay. I love the way the accordion journal, you can turn it page by page, or you can flip it out like this and really take it all in. I really love this pocket paper clip. I probably would have not made that if it hadn't been oh, I can put two prompts together in one. Fabulous. So I have this piece of paper folded, which is what's giving me my complications right now. I wanted her to peek through the window, but I didn't, because I'd already journaled on the back of it. I couldn't cut it or trim it, so I just had to fold it. And honestly, that memory is kind of private and just for me, so I wouldn't want someone to easily be able to pull it out and read it. It all works out, right? It's all the little things. These pages are just simple and lovely. If you only had a few minutes, you can take one of these prompts and just put things together. Look at the Nap Queen. That prompt was rest, by the way. And this next page was there's supposed to be hope and joy and thankful. I would say hope and joy, I've got to go back in and add, but I had a lot of joy making this and I hope you'll try it out. So there we go. There's our hope and our joy. Thanks so much at Meg Journals for creating this list and this challenge. I had a wonderful time, and now I have this keepsake. And guess what? I have a February journal coming, you guys. I will show y'all that another day this week. I hope you enjoy this video, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.